Hey, Zero.
Yes, sir. How are you?
You know, the new usual.
Oh, I see. More attacks from Global Psychological Conditioning Group. That usual?
You are intelligent, Zero.
Well, that's because I take after you, sir.
Zero, can you detail a system?
Sir, are you talking about opening the box? But before we do, let me say this, that there are people die without even knowing this in their entire life. To detail the system you have to start from an old system so you can understand the modern system. But before I detail an old system, let's elaborate on what is a system. A system is a set of things working together as parts of a mechanism. That mechanism is powered with energy to work. For example, an old water wheel. An old water wheel is a system and its mechanism brings water to land when the wheel is turned. Now to turn the wheel you need energy, it's an old system and not electric. Its energy source would be a person turning the wheel. Now that person turning the wheel to bring water to the land will be called a worker, which is working for whoever owns the water wheel. That person needs energy too, while that person is busy turning the water wheel for somebody else and isn't growing their own food. That person has to be getting something to turn the water wheel all day. It could be food or it could be something that buy food, such as a token. A token can be known as a currency or source to buy energy or food for the person turning the water wheel every day. A person turning the water wheel will be known as a worker, and turning the water wheel will be known as the work. Since that person is made busy all day or however long that person is needed to turn the water wheel, is given token. So that person can get fed to be able to keep working or continuously be able to keep turning the water wheel. Now that person is in a box or a system. Now let's say that person isn't turning the wheel with such strength and speed that person used to. Now, whoever owns the water wheel can simply stop giving the person token, or if that person is being provided food by somebody affiliated with whoever owns the water wheel, can poison that worker food and that person will get sick and slowly die. A fact. Water wheel worker, work turning water wheel the entire life and only got token to be able to eat food to be able to keep turning the water wheel, and that person or worker never brought farmland where that water wheel worker can grow own their food, etc., because if that was so, whoever owns the water wheel wouldn't have anybody to turn the water wheel. Or to keep a person busy their entire life by making them keep turning the water wheel to be dependent on whoever owned the water wheel to get token to buy food to be able to keep living.
Wow, now that's a great box or system, Zero.
Well, something is missing.
What is it, Zero?
Sir, how can you keep that person busy or distracted for that person to never realize they are in a box or a system?
Make me proud, Zero.
For instance, materials such as expensive vehicles, clothes, and even food that are made believe expensive to cost an arm and a leg, and those materials are flashed by individuals that own water well wheels that keep people busy enough to not let somebody realize they are in a system or a box and keep working to be able to keep yourself alive or fed. Material also include apartments or houses that you will never own but are in a very flashy area inside the box, and not just material but also movies, shows and songs, digital media that teaches you how to act or behave in a false or in system guided reality. Behaviors that give an example what to do if that happens to you. Most common taught behavior: to get drunk if somebody you love breaks your heart. Imagine you are in a system working to feed yourself and somebody you love, and that person you are also feeding breaks your heart. You will psychologically get lost in system so bad and won't even let the thought of you are in a system be near you.
Hey, Zero, let's also talk about what happens to somebody when they start to expose the system or the box.
For instance, let's say that worker or person is in a system, where system that have given an illusion that the system is divided. Person might just get attacked with a bioweapon from outside, or the place where that person is living can be chemically poisoned in their food and water, or that person may sit in microviral trap where micro-size bacteria or virus pathogens are being sprayed in that person place, and that person can die or get sick. And what happens when that person goes to a place, that part of it, it's also on the website where it's elaborated in more detail. Last but not least, that person can also become Victim to color psychological conditioning, where if the person won't react and start to also collect evidence, and where in illusion of divided system into the side and that side, and both sides are against each other but are the same outside the system and inside the system. Due to events and propagandas, that person or worker will be targeted.
And how do you know who's part of it and not part of it?
Well, that explained in the previous conversation we had in short satellite brief and who's who. That was enough about the box. Now we can go back to detailing the system. That's inside of an CPU, which is an system. That's an old system in Egypt which was copy of another system. Or you can call it an very old CPU. Those small boxes are the energy of the system or workers. For example, let's look at picture of modern cities. That's New York. And that's a picture of a modern CPU.
Are there any pyramids in Manhattan?
Beside that's behind $1 bill, sir. Go to Manhattan and look at the very top shape of the buildings. It's all about architecture.
That was a lot of details, Zero. How are you feeling?
I just want to say. Zero checking out.